Hi there, this is part 6 in the video series prepping you for AutoCAD certification. And we have been talking about interface, status bar stuff. It's kind of boring, honestly, but we will be moving on from this very soon. But let me start a new drawing. You can do this as well. So I'm going to click here on this little paper icon for a new drawing, and acad.dwt is the one I want to use, and open. There we go. All right, let me move my face. All right, so we were talking about annotation stuff here last time. Work Workspace switching, that's right here. We mentioned this once before, I think, but this is where if I wanted to change my ribbons so that they're set up more for 3D stuff, I could do that. If I hit 3D basics, for instance, it goes to extrude, revolve, loft, sweep. These are, I guess, more advanced sort of 3D things. So I know that there are certification exam questions about workspaces, drafting and annotation, 3D basics, and 3D modeling. Those are the three. So keep that in mind, because default is drafting and annotation. That's where I work most of the time. So that's what that is. Annotation monitor. All right, so it's set to off, right? So what is that? The annotation monitor button here. Let me show you what this does. All right, I'm going to draw a rectangle, REC, and spacebar, clickety, clickety. Here's a rectangle, EAS. All right, let's just add a dimension, DLI, and enter or spacebar for a linear dimension. So if I have a dimension here, and let's say I'm going to exaggerate this. I'm going to click here. Let's say I meant to click on this corner and I just missed. Okay, I didn't get close enough. My object snaps were off, whatever the case may be. But it's this little node right here. That point is not on the corner like it's supposed to be. It's called a disassociated dimension, I think. So let's turn on, and I can talk, I promise. All right, annotation monitor. I'm going to click on that. Notice it gives us this little badge, this little exclamation point. It yells at us gently. It's in yellow, not red. But all the same, it shows up there. So if I was to do another dimension, this one is actually where it's supposed to be. It's associated with an object. Then it's all good. And this is helpful for, like, if you've got a lot of dimensions on a drawing and you want to make sure everything is, locked in on an object somewhere, not just off a little bit. That'd be helpful to have on. So that's what that little plus sign is in the status bar at the annotation monitor. I'm just going to leave it on for now. Yeah. Isolate objects. All right, what does that do? Well, let's get some objects here. I'll draw a circle, and I'll draw a square, and I'll draw a line. That was fun, right? Okay, so if we click on isolate objects, do I want to isolate or hide an object? Well, I think I chose isolate. I did. And so what that would mean is I can pick that square and I want to isolate it, get it by itself. So I select it and I hit enter, and temporarily my circle and my line go away. So it could be a quick way to get something sort of out of your way so it doesn't hinder what you're doing. Now, if I click here on the button, it will unisolate, or I can end object isolation. All right. And yeah, that works just fine. So if I click this again, but go to hide objects, I choose, say, the circle and the square and hit enter, then it hides those objects. So it works both ways. And again, you can end object isolation and bring it all back. So that's what that is. And so this was annotation monitor, and this one says annotation monitor. And it's not another button. It shows up when this is on. So if I click that off, that would go away. Okay. So if I bring it back, it's back. So yeah. All right, clean screen off. Control 0 is the shortcut. If I click on that, this is a really nice way to draw. It gets rid of the ribbon that I never use, all the stuff. So you can just have your full window to draw however you like. And you can always click here or Control 0 and bring everything back. But that can be handy. Last thing here on the status bar, the customization button, actually pretty handy. So you can turn on some stuff like units is actually fairly helpful. Let's click there and you'll notice something shows up right here. If I click on coordinates. Okay, yeah, I can talk, I promise. All right, coordinates. Then this shows up. So anywhere that my cursor is when this is not open, it will show where I am in AutoCAD space. Okay. So dynamic input is something I like to have on. It's this one here, just to make sure it's on. But there's lots of things that you can just kind of look through and see what you might want to have on. But yeah, so customization button. I'll click off of that. Now you can see here the coordinates, they change as I'm moving around. The units here, we can change this. If we clicked on that, there it goes. You can change it to architectural really quickly if you're working in feet and inches or something like that. So, all right, I think I'm done beating the status bar to death. I just wanted you to be familiar with it as we go through this, because it's probably the number one thing that trips students up is not using this properly. So, yeah. All right, I'm done. I'll see you in the next video.